Hi friends, guess what time it is? It's time for QuaranSTEAM Tales, brought to you by the Grand Prairie Library. Immediately following our story today, we will have a STEAM activity that you can do at home. Today's story is titled The Emperor's New Clothes. It is written by Hans Christian Andersen. So, let's begin our story. Many years ago, there lived an emperor who was very vain. He loved new clothes. He loved showing off his new clothes. One day, two men came to town pretending to be weavers. They told the emperor that they could weave a fabric that was not only the most beautiful cloth in the world, but it had special property. The cloth would be invisible to anyone who was lazy and not fit for their job. The emperor thought, "Oh, how wonderful! I can have splendid clothes made out of a special fabric, and I can tell which people in my kingdom are fit to be working in their jobs." The emperor paid the two men a lot of money. They set up their looms. They asked for the finest silk and gold, but just kept this for themselves, and they pretended to weave on their empty looms. After a while, the emperor got very curious, and he asked his first advisor to see how his new clothes were coming along. The advisor looked at the weavers, and he said, "Oh no, I cannot see the cloth. The looms look empty. I must not let anyone know that I can't see the fabric, or they will think that I am not fit for my job." "What beautiful colors!" he said to the weavers. "I will tell the emperor his new clothes will look splendid." The dishonest weavers asked the emperor for more money. They put the money in their pockets while they continued pretending to weave. A few days later, the emperor was even more curious about how his clothes were coming along, and he asked his second advisor to go and have a look. The second advisor looked, and he looked for the fabric, but all he saw were empty looms. "Oh no," he thought, "I cannot see the cloth. The looms look empty to me. I must not let anyone know that I cannot see the fabric, or they will think I am lazy and am not fit for my job." "What beautiful designs," he said to the weavers. "I will tell the emperor his new clothes look splendid." Again, the dishonest weavers asked the emperor for more money. They put the money in their pockets while they continued pretending to weave. Soon the emperor wanted to see the fabric for himself. His two advisors went with him to the weaver's shop. Just like the advisors, the emperor did not see any cloth on the looms, because there really wasn't any. The looms looked empty. "I must not let anyone know that I can't see the fabric, or they will think I am not fit to be emperor." "What a beautiful fabric," the emperor said to the weavers. "My new clothes are going to look splendid." The weavers suggested that he might wear his new clothes in a parade. The emperor agreed, and once again the dishonest weavers asked for more money. They put the money in their pockets while they continued pretending to weave. They pretended to cut the cloth with scissors, and they stitched it with needles. Finally, they said, "Now the new clothes are ready." On the day of the parade, the weavers helped the emperor put on his new clothes. He lifted his arms, he pretended to put on a new coat, he lifted his legs to put on his new pants. The weavers pretended to fasten the clothing on the emperor. The weavers said, "You look magnificent. What splendid clothes." The emperor was too embarrassed to say that the only clothes that he could see were his underwear. Soon it was time to march in the parade. The two chamberlains bent down and they pretended to lift the emperor's robe. They walked with their hands in the air. They didn't dare let anybody know that they couldn't see the new clothes. As the emperor walked in the parade, everybody cheered and exclaimed, "What beautiful clothes! What beautiful designs!" The emperor's new clothes looked splendid. Everyone had heard that only people who were fit for their jobs could see the special fabric, so they all pretended they could see the new clothes. But suddenly, A little boy in the crowd cried out, "The emperor has no clothes on. He's only in his underwear." All the people realized the boy was telling the truth. The emperor realized he had been tricked by the dishonest weavers. He felt very foolish and very embarrassed. Well, he thought, I must finish the parade. So the emperor continued to walk in the parade. The chamberlains continued to walk behind him with their arms up in the air, pretending to hold on to his robe that did not exist at all. And all the people pretended to admire the emperor's new clothes. The end.
Welcome to today's QuaranSTEAM Challenge. I'm Camille.
Hi, I'm Isela.
And today we of course had the story of the Emperor's new clothes, and so our experiment to go along with that is called the Emperor's disappearing clothes. And if you want to follow along and do this activity at home, we do have this instruction sheet linked on Facebook, so make sure you find that if you want to do the experiment. But of course in the story, the Emperor was tricked into believing that he was wearing these beautiful clothes when in fact he was not wearing clothes. So we're going to be doing an experiment to see if we can change the color of the Emperor's robe. And with that, we've got different juices here to stain the robe's different colors. We've got grape juice, cranberry juice, and beet juice. And then we've got a couple of different cleaning agents too to see if they change the colors of the robes. So we've got laundry detergent, vinegar, and bleach. All right, so Isela, do you want to help us start to dry the Emperor's
I am
robe?
ready.
Okay, so I'm going to hand you the dropper and the grape juice first.
Cool. So now I'm ready to add my grape juice. 1, 2, 3. Coloring this with an eyedropper is kind of hard.
Still looks pretty good though. Beautiful. We are textile artists for this challenge.
I just don't want to add too much so that it doesn't bleed to the other one. But I think this is good enough.
Yeah, I think that looks good. Okay, so we're done with the grape juice. Now this next one that I'm handing you is the cranberry juice.
Okay, so now I'm ready to add my cranberry juice. Hopefully you guys can see the difference between the grape juice and the cranberry juice. This is such a pretty color. I'd wear this.
I would. I like that. I think that'd be very flattering.
Ooh,
oh no.
That's okay.
We can fix that.
And then I'll just try to fix that. Okay, what's our last juice is
Are you
our
ready for your
beet
beet juice?
Yes.
All right. There you go. This one looks pretty dark.
Yeah, let's see how dark this is compared to the grape juice. Oh yeah.
It's a little redder. So we put the plastic over the sheet of paper so that the juice wouldn't just stain the robes themselves on the paper. We wanted to see what the liquid would do when it was kind of pulled over the top. So we used some plastic wrap. And if you wanted to do this experiment a little bit differently, you could actually use a white t-shirt if you have one that everybody's okay with you staining. And you could try this that way. Okay, so now that we've stained the Emperor's clothes, we're going to see if we can make them disappear using our different cleaning agents that I pointed out earlier. And in the instructions it said to kind of dilute each one of these a little bit, so we've already done that. We didn't feel the need to show that on camera. Now I'm going to hand each one to Isela, and she's going to put them only on the beet juice because we don't want to ruin the whole experiment for you. We just want to show you a little bit of what's going to happen. So we're just going to do the beet juice, and you can do the other juices at home.
Okay, so now I'm going to add a few drops of vinegar to my beet juice. So let's see if you guys can see what happens here. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Put 4 drops here.
Looks a little bit lighter.
Maybe if I add more, let's see.
And we added a little bit more juice than the instructions said because we wanted to make sure that y'all could see.
So that did turn lighter in color. We'll see if it takes a while to have a change or anything. What we can while we wait, we could do the detergent solution.
Yeah, here we go.
Let's see.
You can see the color of the detergent pretty well.
Detergent is really thick, so it's a little hard to drop it in.
But it looks like it's taking out the color a little bit. That's interesting. Y'all might want to, if you're using kind of a syrupy thick solution at home, you might want to dilute it a little bit more with water. Now we have some bleach in water. We're going to see what this does. And this is also, wow, that one's really good. That's good to know for if you're helping with laundry next time. If you have anything with a stain on it, you know it'll work really well to get it out. It could be bleach that you need. That got it really clean.
The Emperor has some tie-dye shirts.
He has some green and red tie-dye. Wow, okay, so that's what it did to the beet juice, and you can see at home what it's gonna do to the grape and cranberry juice.